All right, welcome to this lesson on setting up your testing campaigns. So this lesson is going to be intensive. We're going to be spending a lot of time inside the Amazon ads dashboard, as well as there's going to be some slides here. But I'm going to be walking you through how to set up your first two test campaigns, both your auto and your manual one. If you're not 100% familiar with what that means, don't worry about it. We're going to do everything step by step in this lesson. If you need to go back and watch this lesson multiple times, please do that. But yeah, let's just kind of dive into it so we can get going here. So in this lesson, we're going to talk about understanding the first 30 days, setting up your auto test campaign, your first one, and setting up your manual test campaign, rather. So let's first talk about your first 30 days of a book, right? We've spent a little bit of time talking about this in some previous lessons, but the first 30 days that your book is live and selling on Amazon are the most important. This is when Amazon is trying to find out where to place your book and what keywords it should be ranking for. And remember, the main factor that Amazon is looking for in the first month for your book is sales. So it's vital that for the first 30 days, your book is making sales. And that's one of the reasons we start ads right away. In order to sell, you must first rank. If you don't rank, you don't sell, period. So don't get caught up on, are my ads profitable within the first 30 days or so? That's not relevant. Of course, we don't want to be bleeding money, but if you have to lose a couple $100 running ads in order to get a solid rank and position on Amazon, so your book can then go on to make $800 to $1,000 a month year over year, then lose a couple $100 in the beginning to get that position. So right now, our ads, we're not going to be super focused on profitability, and I'll keep coming back to this as a reminder. We are focused on making sure we can get as many sales as possible in the first 30 days, and then we go through and optimize and make our ads way more profitable afterwards. So let's first, we'll get into the Amazon Marketplace in a second. So I'm going to use the programmer's code, this book here. So this is inside your KDP dashboard. You're simply going to click on promote and advertise. You can only run your ads to your book once your book is live. Mine is live. Promote and advertise. Okay. So what we want to do here is run an ad campaign. So we're going to choose. Now, there's different Amazon marketplaces. I'll go back to the slide. So Amazon has different websites for different countries, right? For example, for Canada up here, they have .ca. That's where I typically would buy my Amazon products. .com is in the US. .uk is the United Kingdoms, United Kingdoms rather, and so on. However, they only have 8 available marketplaces for ads. The US, the UK, Canada, Australia, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain. The top 4 that are listed across the top 4 are the main ones you want to focus on. 1, they're the English-speaking ones, so it's easy to run ads there. But 2, they are some of the larger ones as well. Having said that, Germany, France, Italy, and Spain, especially Germany, and I believe Italy, but Germany especially does extremely well. We have a number of students who do very well, but those other marketplaces are in their native language. So the German ads marketplace is all in German. So unless you understand German, you can read, write, and speak German, you're not going to do well in that marketplace. So stick to the English-speaking ones. But the setup that you're going to be using is essentially the same setup you're going to use for all 4 or all of the ad marketplaces you're going to be in. Start with the US, then move on to the UK, Canada, and then Australia. So we're going to choose .com, and then we're going to click on create a ad campaign. All right, so then it comes to choosing our campaign type. Now, there's going to be 3 different ad campaign types that you can choose from. Sponsored products are the main ones that we want to be using. This is what I've shown examples of. You've seen these type of ads primarily. Sponsored brands, the one right next to it, requires 2 or more books, and that's going to be covered in a completely separate lesson. You don't have to worry about that right now. You want to get comfortable running sponsored products because one, they're also, it's just, they're more beginner friendly. When you start moving to sponsored brands, you're spending a lot more per day on ads. And it's something you want to be doing once you're slightly more advanced. So right now we're only going to worry about sponsored product ads. So we'll click on sponsored products. All right, so this is the ad platform here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to name our campaign. So staying organized is key when you're tracking your ads. This is one of the simplest ways I found to name my ads campaign. I've been doing this since the beginning. Is you take a nickname for your book, okay? Then it's auto test, manual test, or scale. So the type of ad that you're running, or the type of campaign rather, and then any other differentiating factors that you might be using. So for example, for the computer programming Bible, it'd be CP Bible auto test, CP Bible manual test, CP Bible scale. Very, very simple. All right. So we're going to do CP Bible auto test. It's as simple as that. Okay. Portfolio, no portfolio. Start date, no end date. And then, so now we get into our daily budget. Now, remember this, that the higher your daily budget, the faster you can get data to determine which keywords are winners. There's no perfect daily budget, but I'd recommend starting with $10 to $20 a day, right? That's just what I'd kind of recommend to start with. Now, remember, it's also highly unlikely you're going to spend your entire daily budget within that day. But you never want to start your daily budget with, under $5 because your ads just won't start gathering enough data. It's just going to take way too long. So, $10 to $20 is the best case scenario, or is the kind of the ideal place to start your ads. So I'll just put $10 for now, daily budget. And then we get into targeting. Do we want automatic targeting, where Amazon will target the keywords and products that are similar to our products, or manual? So I don't have a slide for targeting. Okay. So here this is the auto test campaign. So we're doing auto targeting. Okay, so that means Amazon's going to automatically target the keywords and products related to our book. So our campaign bidding strategy. So we're going to choose dynamic bids down only. So what's going to happen is Amazon's going to lower the bids in real time when your ad is less likely to convert a sale. Okay, so this is the one that I've just found works best. Okay, ad format. We're just going to go standard ad. Okay, and then ad group. So this is kind of the layout of what your ads are going to look like. So we have our US ads account right up here. Okay, then we have your auto test campaign, your one ad group, and then one product. Sometimes you might have another ad group going to one product. So that's why it's asking you ad group 1. So we'll just leave it ad group 1 for now. And then the products. So you see here, our book is already selected. All right, so automatic targeting. So this is going to be how much we're going to be paying for bids. Now, I do want to say that we want to make sure that our our ebook and our print book are linked. Now, you can check this by viewing your book on Amazon's page, and as long as you can see, I'll show you the ebook and the print book. You see down here, you have the Kindle version, audiobook. You don't have to worry about that right now if you don't have that, but you have the paperback. So you want the paperback and the Kindle version. You want to make sure you can see those two on your Amazon product page. Now, if it's not already linked like that, like this, then just go ahead and contact KDP via the KDP dashboard and request for them to have it linked. Usually it happens within a week or so, but I just manually would contact them and have them link it. The reason why we're doing this is we want to choose the print version of our book to run the ad to, so the print version is pre-selected, so they're more likely to buy the print version of the book. You can see here, I have the ebook selected, but this is just going to be a test ad. Let's see if I have. There it is. Right. I got it. So we'll just do that. Boom. Problem solved right there. Now I have the paperback book selected. All right. So now let's talk about the starting bid. So as with the daily bid, the higher your starting bid, the faster you will get data back, so you can optimize your ads and become more profitable. Now you're going to learn what the best bid is for your keywords after gathering data. But before you have there are two approaches. There's a high bid approach or a low bid approach. So the high bid strategy, okay, it's recommended 50 cents to $1. Okay, 50 cents to $1 per click. This is recommended to get the ball moving and get as much data back as fast as possible. The bid low strategy is 20 to 40 cents. This is for people on a very small budget. This will produce a better ACoS. However, it's going to take longer to get the data that you want to scale your ads with. Down at the bottom, it says if you have after 3 days, if you have no impressions, just turn off the campaign and start a new one with a higher bid. Don't just change your bids. Cut that campaign off, because the way Amazon works is once you've started a campaign, it's started, and if it doesn't, for some reason, they won't take off. So you can't just make changes. You want to start from scratch again. So you'll just go through that entire process again, what we've just done, and then create a new with a higher bid. Oh boy, if I could talk, with a higher bid to start again. All right, so it's telling me that the suggested bid is 145. I ain't gonna do that. I'm just gonna start it at 75, so we can start from there. All right, so let's go into negative keyword targeting, and let's talk about what that is. So negative keyword targeting, these are keywords that you do not want Amazon to show your ad to when somebody types them in. So for example, if your book is for women, men would be a negative keyword you want to add, because you do not want men seeing your ad. Right? If your book's only for women, has nothing in there for men, you don't want men buying the book because it's not designed for them, men would be an appropriate negative keyword that you would want added in. You would simply add in men here. Now that would be a negative keyword. Now we talked about negative exact, negative phrase. So negative exact means it will not show anything for men or men's, but I guess that's not the right plural. But men will not show. If we do phrase, men, now anything with the word men or that phrase will not be showing. So we're not doing this in this case. We're going to come back to this once we gather some data from running this. We're going to find out what are the keywords that are not working well for this particular ad, and we're going to run through those. I'm going to change that to 50 cents. Okay, so we're not going to add any negative, because for this programming book, there's nothing that I can think of off the top of my head that I definitely do not want, that I want to add as a negative keyword for this for right now. Now, another key thing to understand, and we have to do this really before you do your auto test campaign, is does Amazon understand what your book is about? So the target keywords that you will bid on for your auto test campaign are generated by Amazon's algorithm automatically. So what Amazon does is they look at your book's metadata, right? We talked about the metadata, title, keyword, description, the 7 keywords that you put in there, the actual book itself, right? Amongst other things, to determine what your book's about and what keywords you should bid on. When an algorithm does that to determine what a product's about, this is called indexing. So it's figuring out where will your book live within its system. Okay? Now, we need to check this before we launch this campaign, because if the metadata in your book is incorrect, Amazon could get confused as to where to place your book in terms of categories or example or etc. Now, this is not uncommon for newly launched products. Since Amazon's algorithm, it needs time to figure out what keywords are most relevant to target. So if you've launched your book, I'm going to show you how to test this. Here, let me just show you this right now. So what you want to do is you want to go back, and now we had automatic targeting. So what you want to do is you want to simply switch to manual targeting for a moment, okay? Manual targeting, and now keep in mind we're going to have to change a couple things backwards when we go to automatic targeting, but go to manual targeting, scroll down to keyword targeting now. So what it's going to happen, we're going to use this for the next part, when we set up our manual targets or our manual targeting auto ads. But you're going to take a look, and these are all the keywords that Amazon thinks your book should be about. You want to look at these keywords and make sure they're related to your book. And you can see coding beginners, Raspberry Pi, Deep Sea Code. See, this is all programming stuff. These are all fine. These are all keywords I'd want Amazon to go ahead and bid on. So I can tell Amazon has indexed this book already. If you're looking at this, and let's say these had the word Bible in it. Right? It was just the word Bible or the word book or soap or like something, a whole bunch of that were not relevant. So the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like say the first 9 or 10 keywords, let's say most of them were not really relevant to the book. Then that means Amazon has not fully indexed the book. Do not run your auto campaign yet. You would only simply do your manual campaign. So I hope that's made sense. We have to check this before we run our auto campaign, because these are all programming and hacking related. We're good. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to hit automatic targeting, dynamic bids down, standard ad is good, ad group, the book is already selected. I'm doing 50 cent, right? We have no negative keywords I'm doing right now. And then boom, I can hit launch campaign. And that's it. It's done. Setting up an auto test campaign is extremely quick. It's very easy. And that's that. So now it'll take about 72 hours or so for this book to get going, or for this ad to get going. I'll get an email when it does. And then that's it. So yeah. So like I said, once you've done that check, you can go ahead and launch your book. And now let me show you how to set up your manual test campaign. Okay, so now let's go ahead and set up your manual test campaign. So same process as before. You go to your book, Amazon.com Marketplace, and click Create an Ad Campaign. Choose Sponsored Products. So CP Bible manual test. Okay, daily budget, $10. And now we're doing manual targeting. Dynamic bids down only. Standard ad. Need to make sure I get the paperback. Okay, so now we're doing keyword targeting. So targeting. So let me talk about targeting. There's two types of targeting that we can do. I got a slide for this. So there's keyword targeting, which targets exactly what you think, the keyword, whereas product targeting targets an actual physical product, specifically its ASIN. So when you run an auto test campaign, automatically Amazon's going to be targeting everything for you, so related ASINs and the keywords. Manual test campaigns are just that, it's manual. We're able to select exactly what we want to do. If we want to target specific products for your book, or if you want to target keywords. Most people are going to be targeting other keywords. Sometimes you do want to select products. When I was doing my video game guides, I was targeting products. I was targeting all of the actual, video game controllers. So when people went to click and buy a video game controller, they would see an ad for my guidebook to go with it. So I would target specific products that were related to my books. So in this case, we're going to just go ahead, hit keyword targeting for this. Okay. Now, how do we find the keywords to use? Well, we're going to go on Amazon. Okay. We're going to type in computer programming. Right? And we're going to see some of the keywords that Amazon is going to want. So computer programming for beginners, computer programming crash course, computer programming for kids, for beginners in cybersecurity. So these are some of the keywords that I would want to target. So I'm just going to go ahead and now the type of keywords. And remember, we're going to be doing broad and phrase keywords. And you can just use the suggested bid for right now because we're going to be changing that after the fact as well. And we don't want their suggested keywords. We're going to go ahead, enter our own. There we go. Okay. If we remember what they were. Cybersecurity. Crash course. So you just need to enter 5 to 10. We can also target Adam Brooks because we can't target him in the metadata, but it's another author, so we can target them in when we run ads. Okay. So let's just add those 5 right now. We'll do the same bit as before. And we're just going to change those. I guess I should have changed this. Jeez, that's a crazy bid. Okay, so there we go. Once again, you can add in your negative keywords if there are any. We don't have any, and that's that. And that's how you do your manual test campaign. So figure out your 5 to 10 keywords based on Amazon's auto suggestions. Use your main keyword as broad and phrase keywords. And that's it. So the next lesson that you're going to see is how to set up your scaling campaign. So once we've got all the data from our first 2 campaigns in a week or two, could be a couple weeks for some of you. But once we have that data, now it's time to take a look at that data, analyze it, and turn it into our scaling campaign. So that'll be the next lesson.